Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Lobotomy Labs or Lobotomy Corp. Yeah, Lobotomy Corp. Um, so I already made an episode on this literally last night and recorded, and I haven't even finished editing or even doing anything with that episode yet. And I've already wanted to continue recording this game because it's a lot of fun. But I had a few issues with it last episode, such as I wasn't exactly sure what I was doing. I wasn't sure what did what and how it doing works. But thankfully, I literally played this yesterday, and today there's been an update, and the update did some balance fixes to make the game a little bit easier, I think. And not only that, but it also added more information, more UI elements that kind of help you see what's going on a little bit better. It's not perfect, but it's definitely better than what it was before. Also, there's also a few new mechanics in the game that are really cool and I really like. And I can see how I'm already going to add a lot more to the game that makes it a lot funner. So, but I didn't want to get back into the game unsure of what I was doing. I didn't want to go back into the game where I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what was going on, and I was doing a lot of mistakes all over the place. So I played the game for, as you can see on the right there, for 6 days. I'm pointing at the screen when you guys can't see my fingers. But I got 6 days through. So that means I got all the way to the first upgrade of the departments of the lab of the corporation. So, and I've started noticing how the game works a little bit better at that point, and I started seeing how you're supposed to deal with certain things and how you interact with the creatures and how you learn about them. So I do have a bit more information about some of the creatures. The game permanently saves the information you learn. So when you play the game again, you keep the information. It'll help me get through the beginning of the game. And you guys want to sit here and watch me constantly reset, but I didn't get farther than the 6th day, and even then, I never completed the 6th day if I'm correct. So yeah, so that's why I'm going to make a new game now with the current observational levels that we have, and I will be showing you guys how you go through this, and we're going to be trying to survive all 20 days. Hope for the best. So start a new game. I didn't read all the tutorials, but I'm pretty sure I have a decent understanding of how things work, at least. And if anything comes up, I'll read a tutorial. Hello, X. I sincerely welcome to Lobotomy. I am Angela. I'll do stuff. Oh yeah, this game's like super loud. I forgot about that. So you can ask about the company. Since I've already talked to her once about this, when you go through the game again, you can just choose to just close the conversation and not go through the rest of the dialogue, which is really cool. I like that. I like how you can just choose, and the game's like, okay, cool. Let's ask about the company. So I asked about the Android last time. That's not a bad question. Think of it like this. Your world is advancing continuously, and because of this, substantial amounts of energy are required. But existing technology cannot satisfy the required demand. We discovered these wonders called Abnormality. We found these mysterious entities called Abnormality and a way to extract energy from them with a certain method. Isolate abnormalities from society and obtain new energy from them. This is the reason how we became the leading company with the method of killing two birds with one stone. Also, to manage abnormalities adequately, this is the most important thing. You need to gather information about them. The important thing, you need to gather information about them. Sorry. Let me say all that again. Also, to manage the abnormalities adequately, this is the most important thing. You need to gather information about them. Although it is empty now, you will gradually fill it up. Don't worry, the employees will write it up to you. Good luck. Action terminated. So I learned you can, I think I did this last time, we got these things here. I got some keywords. Apparently later on I can start questioning her about keywords, but I haven't gotten to that yet, so. The AI is very weird in this game, by the way. Just as a heads up, she's incredibly strange. Alright, so first we start with this level here. So as you can see, you only start with one agent now. This has changed a bit. So you have the one agent, which you start with, which I'm gonna put him down here. And then you have either research, where you can spend points to collect research, which is cool, such as recovery enhancement, which makes it so you guys heal faster. Or you can make your command management so that you can speed up time more than you could before. I personally find it's kind of a waste of points because You're just paying points for convenience. When at any point when you're speeding up, things can go horribly wrong. So it's usually not good to get that. Melee weapon upgrades can always be good. As you can see, between 1 to 3 and 2 to 4, you get better stuff. So yeah. And if you get this, you can create stronger weapons. Pistol upgrade, of course. You can make your weapon stronger, your pistol stronger, I should say. And then after that, you have like the extra things later on. So it costs, everything costs lobby points, or lobotomy points. Lobotomy points. So like this costs 6 to get, this costs 8 to get, this costs 6, and this costs 4. So you gotta be careful about that though, because you can also hire people. So I'm just gonna hire somebody right now. It costs 4. It gives you a random person. If you don't like randomization, you can always spend 10 points, and you can create your own agent. Give him a name, give him whatever gender you want, which does make a difference. Give him whatever lifestyle you want, which also makes a difference. I've learned this. Change his hair color. I don't know if that makes a difference. I have no idea. Change the face they have. And then give him whichever works you want. And then also, you can even spend an extra 2 points, if you want, to make them higher grade levels. Now, this is only if you really need something specific. Like if you're like in a position where you get a new abnormality and you have nothing that can work with it. Like you don't have the specific things you need out of an employee to really deal with that scenario. That's when you use that, but it costs a lot of points. 10 is quite a lot. It's the most expensive thing I've seen so far. I don't think any research costs that much. Maybe some of these later ones do. I've never got that far, but usually only use special if you really need it. And of course, I'm just gonna hire one more and get myself a rationalist like that. So I have food, cleaning, violence, play, and so as long as you have one of each, and as long as you eventually have one of 4 of each type, and you have at least a male and female, you should be good. You should be prepared for almost any scenario. Now, of course, their stats make a difference. I've especially noticed the difference later on, but we'll get into that later. And some of these little quirks there, you see impulsive and awkwardness, I think those actually choose what stats they have, if I'm correct. I don't think it does anything else though. So yeah, you can equip them with different weapons, but I do not have any right now, sadly. I only have the clubs, which is not much. I do not have any shields, so I can't give them shields. And yeah, oh shit, I don't want to unassign you. Sadly, when it comes to the actual management of the characters, it's still kind of iffy, but we'll get into it. Oh shit, I start with the spider buzz this time. I've never started with them before. I've only started with the other guy. Okay, so as you see, I'm already at a really high observing level, so I can just observe them right now. So, but we'll get into that after. So the very first thing you'll notice is that there's this bar up here. So of course the left bar is confirmed. It's equals to how many times your character succeeds and fails, which is dependent on how efficient their work is. And the higher their efficiency, the more chances they hit, the higher the chances they have to get like a good. I guess it's like a dice roll. It's probably like a luck-based dice roll, and depending on how efficient they are, it chooses how the odds of them getting successful or fails. And depending on how much fails you get, it chooses how much damage they take at the end of everything. And I think every time they get a fail block, they also take damage, something like that. I'll have to observe it a little bit more closely. But every time you get a good one, then the mood increases more than what it would if you had like none of them. So the more successful they are, the more the mood increases. When you look into the descriptions of them, something I've learned right away. Special abilities, these don't usually mean too much, but you can kind of start figuring some stuff out a little bit earlier if you pay attention. Like how it says, do not clean this hurt to her. Like I said, the English is all over the place a little bit from the last episode. I didn't know that the cleanliness was at the very bottom at the time, if I'm correct, when I first saw that. Also, the second one, Spider-Buds only turn an employee that killed her baby into cool when the killer is male. If you look in the description, much later on, it tells me these things. It says something about it here. It says only males have problems with doing this. So that means you always want to send females in there. So, but if I had seen this here, I would have known. Or the description also said something about how the guy went in there and got caught, but the girl didn't. So it kind of gives you these little hints that males have a higher chance of being hurt. Or maybe it only hurts males. These are the kind of things you need to figure out when you're dealing with these things. And each enemy is different. And if you look at the trailer, they have a lot of enemies in the works. I still don't remember if what I said was true or not when I said that they want to have 100. I don't know if that's true yet. I didn't check, but I think that was the number they wanted. But anyways, his observation is a level 3, which means you have a good chunk. But I had to do one more observation with him to get the full story. So, but I have to do that myself. I already tried once and I failed. And what I realized is that last episode when I did 100 sins or one sin for hundreds of virtues or something like that, the skull guy, I had failed the observation when I talked to him. I didn't notice that. I had to notice that. I'm pretty sure you guys noticed that and got mad at me or whatever. But girlfriend was here recently, and she was watching me play this, and then she was like, "Oh, hey, you failed." I'm like, "Oh shit." So, yeah. Sorry, I'm not doing much. I'm just explaining everything that I've learned so that you guys realize that I know what I'm doing a little bit more. Still not a whole lot, but I figured out a little bit more how to manage these things. One last thing, I've confirmed this is exactly what I thought it was. So when they're happy, so they're currently in a happy mood, you want to feed them. When they go into the red and they're in angry mood, you want to play with them. If they're neutral, I don't know if you have to do the neutral things. I still haven't figured that out yet. I'm not sure. I don't know if this just does nothing. It doesn't make any difference to him or what. This means lightly angrier, if I'm correct, and this means really angrier. So never attack them and never do cleanliness, because that will piss them off. And they will probably attack and try to kill the person in the room. This one might just mean that they make them slightly angrier. This one might mean they attack and fight back. So, or something like that. So along those lines, purple is really bad. Pinkish is slightly bad. So, yes, and every creature you eventually learn all 5 of them. So now I know that I have to feed it with a character that's female, which would be her. Because if it's a male, he has a higher chance of getting hurt. And there you go. I think the efficiency of the work, or like how like efficient the characters are at dealing with the creatures, goes up as you learn more about the creature. So this game, when you first find creatures, alright, when you first find abnormalities and you first try to take care of them, you're always going to have a low work rate, you're always going to have a low success rate, you're always going to have a hard time, and odds are eventually they're going to break out and they're going to cause everything to go downhill and you're going to die, and you're going to have to restart. But then your observation level is higher, and so it's going to be easier to take care of them. Not only do you know what to do with them, but you also know how your employees know better, and they'll be able to be more efficient at it. So now she has a much higher chance of getting good things. And yeah, the psychological damage, every time she fails, she takes damage. So, the higher the efficiency, the less dangerous the enemies are as well. So, expect new abnormalities to give you more trouble than when you've had them for a while. You should be able to survive, I think, 2 entries in there. Yeah. So yeah, these guys are really easy to keep happy, so they're constantly creating energy, but they do reduce energy if they go to the angry, so you want to be careful about that. So, have a cup of iced coffee, I'm sure I'll make you one, I guess. She doesn't have much mental health, but I think I could send her in there one more time. You can usually survive 2 trips in these areas if they succeed well enough. Oh, no, she's gone completely insane. But I have enough energy, so she can go insane, she'll still survive. Yeah, and she promoted even. So her mental health was very low and she failed a lot of times there, so that's why she got insane. But don't worry about it. Now that she's leveled up, her mental health should go much higher and she should be able to deal with things a lot easier. Face your fears, create the future. The man called A, the founder of Lobotomy, made this slogan. If you have to choose between the two, which line do you prefer? So this one you have to say it, but I usually say create the future. Future, whether you want it or not, is coming. There are 2 ways. We either accept it or create a new future. We are an innovative enterprise. To be able to extract new energy is truly a remarkable technology, and I wish that I was an AI that could display the expressive emotions. That way I would be able to explain this better. I'm gonna kind of like say what I want to say to kind of make it sound a little bit better than what it is, because let's face it, if you look at the Steam page, half of it's all in either Chinese, Japanese, or Korean. I don't know. I'm sorry, whoever, if you guys, but I just don't know the difference between the letters, your alphabet, simply because of the fact that I just I don't know. I haven't seen it enough yet to really know. I think it's Korean, but I could just be completely off the mark. So I apologize. If anybody knows, though, please tell me. I would like to know. Our new technology will save humanity and change, and will create a change that will change the future. I don't know. I'm trying my best here. Okay, I'm not good at English to begin with as well. I'm really not good at it. So I usually like to have at least one of every, like, I have a lot of rationalists here. That just isn't good. Not much variety. But I like to have my entire slots filled at all times. So, and then I want to create recovery enhancement. You click research, and there you go. So now your character's health and mental strength get increased more quickly. So it doesn't just increase it more, it increases it more quickly as well. So like there's like things like mental training, which increases the mental damage defense and reduces mental health, but this one just helps you heal up a lot faster, which, trust me, is amazing, because you really want your guys to be able to fix themselves quickly enough so that you can get right back in there and keep working. If it wasn't for this, I wouldn't have made it as far as 6 days. My characters were able to heal faster than the enemies were getting angry, so that was useful. Okay, so now we have her. She's a bit of a pain to deal with, but I've learned that using violence is good against her. Another thing, because I only have observation level 1, one thing that I've noticed is that, right here, see, it says, if the employee sent to do this workup of a woman facing the wall is Optimist, he or she will suffer more psychological damage from the effects of her words. So you never send an Optimist in there. So I'm going to send in a Rationalist. Do that. Now that I've seen, now that I've shown you guys, I want to do the final observation. So, I am Spider. I still think that's like one of my favorite lines. It just says, I am Spider. That's just the most upfront, direct way to say what they are. I eat anything my web catches. I am starving, for I did not eat anything for today. There's a big prey hail on my web. My starvation could kill me if I don't eat something. Do not eat the prey. I cannot eat the prey in front of me. The starvation is slowly tiring me. The prey struggles to get out to survive. The struggle did not nothing but is shaking my web a little bit. And I watch the prey. An observation, a success. I don't know why that makes it a success, but last time I made it a failure by saying to eat it. So, Spider Bud's cocoon produces energy. The more cocoons, the more energy produced. So yeah, that's why we have to feed him. There's a lot of story here. I might read these eventually. I just don't want to read them right now because I'm kind of busy. So I don't know if that just increased how much energy he makes. I think it was at 1 before, right? So that means that by doing that, I think now my character has 100. First of all, 100% chance to succeed now because we know about the creature 100%. So I liked about this game too. It does remove a little bit from the replayability because eventually you're gonna have everything maxed out and it'll be a lot easier to get through the game. So they need to eventually add a button to like delete your progress or make multiple saves and stuff like that, so you can try like different difficulties. But that's later on. That's later goals when the game gets more finished. You need to actually have content to begin with. But for now, the whole point of the game is that it's something I like is that I don't like games where you have to restart from scratch. I mean, I play games like XCOM where if you lose your star team, you have to restart altogether, or even games like Crypt of the Necrodancer where if you die, you restart from level 1. You know. I mean, if you don't do the shortcut, but if you want to play the game for real, then you want to restart from the beginning, you know. In Spelunky, you want to do the full run from beginning to end, you know. Those are the main end goals, right? So, sorry, I should be letting this go through. But, this game here, whenever you die and have to restart, because let's say you lose too much or you just have too much of a hard time, you can just completely reset. Also, you are failing considering if you have 100% efficiency. Come on, man. Oh, is he male? Oh, that would explain it. I sent the wrong person in there. And I can't cancel it. You're able to cancel before you you finish like your before they get there, you can cancel their activity. But sorry, I need to send him to do violence against her. And let's feed you with a female this time, so it's a 100% chance. And Olive might go crazy now because he got hit pretty hard by that psycho stuff. But yeah, she likes being hurt. I've learned that, and I just keep whipping her, and she just enjoys it. So we'll just leave it at that.